I'm back with another haul video, and I have a lot of books this time, so I'm really excited to go through everything and share it with you. I have all the books stacked in piles over off to the side, and I have one stack that is like shoujosei and seinen new releases, and then a pile that is like BL manga, manhwa, and novels, and then another pile that is BL merch and Danmei. So that's the order I'm going to go through everything, and as usual, I will have timestamps below, so feel free to use those to jump around. But getting into the first stack of books, the first one here is In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, Volume 9, and this is a new release of the shoujo series, High School Romance. It's by one of my favorite mangakas, Mika Yamamori, and I've been really enjoying this series. I did recently watch season 1 of the anime and really enjoyed it. I read Volume 9 and enjoyed it, and unfortunately, into Volume 10, I know that there is a bit of angst and drama, so I did read ahead a little bit in the Japanese release and kind of got through some of that, but I'm a really big Yoi fan. She is such a sweetheart, and I love her. But here's the blurb for Volume 9. I've been loving all of the like really bright, vibrant spines for this series, and glad to have another volume of this series. Next is Firefly Wedding, Volume 6. This is one that I was following the digital release as it was released. It actually had a simulpub with Kamiki, so as the Japanese chapters released, they were translated right away into English. So I'm a big fan of this series. I love the story. I love the main characters. The male lead is a huge yandere, very unstable, but in the first volume, he starts to have a bit of an obsession with the female lead, who is a younger girl who is kidnapped by him and his crew, but then he helps with rescuing her, and then they are on the run. It is a historical series set in the Meiji era, and I just absolutely love it. I don't really want to share any panels just in case there are spoilers, but I haven't been following the print release, like reading it. I read the first like 2 or 3 volumes as they released, but now I'll probably wait until we get the rest of the volumes to do a binge through, rather than reading the volumes one by one as they release, since I have already read it. So, Firefly Wedding. Next is Volume 4 of Virgin Marriage, a maiden voyage into passion's embrace. And this is actually the final volume of this series, and I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to read it, but I've just kind of been putting off reading it because I want to reread volumes 1 to 3 and then read into 4. And I've been kind of prioritizing other reads, so I'm gonna get to this soon, and I'm really looking forward to it. It is rated mature, so this is a spicy series, but in addition to being spicy, it's really, really wholesome and just really cute. It follows a couple that from the start of the series, they're already married. They were in an arranged marriage and have a good relationship with each other, but they have no intimacy through the first year of their marriage. So then as their 1-year anniversary approaches, they're both wanting to take the next step in their relationship and have intimacy with each other, and the whole series is about them doing that. So really excited to read this finale volume, and happy to have it complete on my shelves now. Another finale volume is My Dress Up Darling, Volume 15. It's over! So this is the final volume of this series. I loved this entire series. I just read this volume this week, and I'm so satisfied with the conclusion of the story. So through the whole story, it's been following these 2 high schoolers as they are getting to know each other and getting closer as they're doing the things they love, cosplay, making clothing and accessories to support those cosplay events, and the people that they meet along the way. There are little bits of romance here and there, and it kind of builds up in the more recent volumes. And then with Volume 15, we do get a time skip and get to see the main characters a little bit as adults. And it's not just like half of the last chapter they're adults. There's, I believe, a good like half of the last volume we get to have some time with them as adults. And then there's a little epilogue chapter following 2 of the mangakas that are mentioned in the story earlier, which was a treat. I really loved their story as well. But I'm sad that this is over. There is, I think, a spin-off. It's by a different artist, but I think that the mangaka approved the content of it. But it's just a one-shot spin-off, and I'm looking forward to that release, as well as the anime adaptation continuing. So it's not completely over for me yet, but this series has ended. Next, we have the new volume of Oshinoko, volume 13. So this one is going to be 16 volumes, so we're pretty close, 3 volumes left. When I binged this series last year, I was so hooked that I couldn't stop with the English release, so I continued into the Japanese release and finished the story. So I'm really looking forward to when I have the series complete, with the English release going through and just reading it start to finish again. I really love Aqua. I'm a big Aqua fan, and I found this read really gripping, and I liked the ending as well. So I was trying not to pay attention while I was reading to the fandom, because in addition to like ship wars, which I don't really have a strong opinion about, a lot of people seem to be like really critical of the writing and the ending too. I guess a lot of people didn't like the ending, but I liked the story, I liked the characters, and I liked the ending. So we're almost through Oshinoko, 3 volumes to go. And I didn't say anything about this series, so this is a seinen drama series with some supernatural elements. I guess the supernatural elements are really just reincarnation, but that's all in the first volume. But it's all around the entertainment industry, and from start to finish, there's a really long-running revenge plot and just a really gripping story. Next is A Man and His Cat, volume 15. I really love this story. It's kind of a slice of life following a pet owner and his cat, with the premise that the cat is ugly and no one wants it, but this man adopts the cat and gives it a safe home and loves it. And when I first started the series, I thought that's all there was to it and that's all it was going to be, but I really fell in love with this story because of the themes around grief and healing and relationships. The main character has recently lost his wife, and that's what spurred him to adopt a cat so that he could have a companion. And as he's going through his grief and trying to heal and move forward with his life, he starts to form bonds with people he used to work with, people who come into his life after he's lost his wife. And it's just a really moving story. I've cried through a lot of the volumes that I've read just because I've found it so touching. So I haven't read volume 15 yet. I was caught up through volume 14, so I'm looking forward to reading this one soon. Next, I have 2 One Piece fan books, and I'm so happy that I was able to acquire these. I made a YouTube short where I kind of flipped through and showed some of my favorite art pages from these, but I'm so happy that I was able to get this one especially because I had found out about this art book right after it released, and I had missed the window that the artist was selling them. And I've been searching for this book for the past 2 years, looking for secondhand listings, and was never able to find it. I was following the artist on Twitter, and then they just recently reopened their shop and had restocked these. So I jumped on it and picked one up, and then I saw that this fan book was also in their shop. Evidently this one was a restock too that they had released at the same time, and I just didn't know about it, but I picked it up as well because I'm a big fan of Shanks and I love Shanks and their art style. This one has a lot of art of the Straw Hats, but particularly Sanji and Zosan, with some Zeph and Sora, kind of AU, and then some miscellaneous art of Korra and Rayleigh, Paulie. And I just really love this artist style, so I'm really happy to have these now. And again, if you want to see some of my favorite art pages from these, check out my YouTube short where I flipped through kind of my favorite parts of these ones. And then the last non-BL in the haul is the new volume of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, Volume 3, and this is the novel. So I haven't read this one yet. I haven't read Volume 2 either. So I am just about caught up with the digital release of the manhwa. I had been following it, but maybe the last like 3 weeks I haven't been keeping up with it, so I might be a bit behind now, but more or less I'd say I'm caught up with the manhwa, so I'm familiar with this story. When the novel released, I did read the first volume of the novel, and then I had pre-ordered volume 2 and then volume 3, and I just haven't read those ones yet. But I'm planning to read them soon because I really like this story, and when I read volume 1, I just really liked the extra... Whenever there's a novel and then an adaptation, if I read the adaptation first and I like it, I almost always then really love the novel because the novel will usually have more detail and just extra nuance and just more detail around the characters' point of views that you don't really get in the comic adaptation. So I really like this story and I'm looking forward to continuing with my read of the novel. This is an apocalyptic kind of fantasy story where the main character is an office worker and for decades has been reading this long-running, unpopular web novel. And it's helped him through a lot of hard times in his life. And then one day, abruptly, the web novel ends and the events from the web novel start happening in real life. So it's very high stakes, especially with the first challenge that the people have to go through. It's pretty gruesome, but I really like the main characters and the story's been really interesting. And every time an arc ends and kind of goes in a different direction, I'm just like, I wonder where this is going to go. And then it just shocks me the direction it goes in next. So looking forward to continuing with my read through of this series in the novel. Okay, I have a couple new releases of BL manga. So first is Fated Not to Meet Volume 2. I loved this one. So when I read Volume 1, I enjoyed it. Office romance, rivals to lovers. I don't always like rivals to lovers because just the trope kind of isn't fun for me when I see the main characters just bickering and butting heads all the time. But I did enjoy the first volume, but it wasn't like a favorite. But when I read Volume 2, I just really fell in love with the story and the characters because by this point, they're in an established relationship and just seeing the way that they interact with each other, especially the top, I forget his name, Sendo, I think. Yeah, Sendo, I love him. Just how affectionate he is and how attentive he is to helping his partner go through some challenges that he's facing. I was able to read an advanced digital copy from Tokyo Pop, so thank you so much, Tokyo Pop. I loved it, and then I was just so pumped to get my physical pre-order in the mail, so Fated Not to Meet, really enjoyed this one. It is ongoing still in Japan, so I'm excited to see where Volume 3 goes. Next is another new release, Black or White Volume 12. So this one is almost over, Volume 12. The series is complete in Japan at 14 volumes, so we have 2 volumes left. I think it was when I read either Volume 10 or 11, I was so hooked because there was a cliffhanger that I went and I read from the Japanese release. I think through Volume 12 or 13, so I was a bit satisfied. I was able to kind of get through a section that was really mysterious. But I need to go back now and reread like Volumes 10 through 12, maybe before Volume 13 releases, and I'm just really excited to see how the series will end. I've really loved this series, and I really like the main characters. I really like their relationship and their dynamic. This one follows 2 actors that are in a secret relationship with each other since high school. But as adults, this one is a popular actor always playing prince roles and just the male lead in romances. And then this other character is always cast as a villain until he has an opportunity to play a different role and then surprises everyone with his talent for acting. And then he just becomes more and more popular. And then his partner starts getting really uncomfortable with the attention that he's getting, not jealous over his popularity, but just concerned with the attention that he's getting from people. And then we see more of the dark side of the entertainment industry and just how it challenges the relationship. But really looking forward to seeing how this series comes to an end, but just 2 more volumes to go and then it'll be complete. Next is a one-shot, and it's actually my first pick up for my collection from Animate International. So I've been seeing on Instagram people picking up titles that they've been releasing, and I haven't really been interested in a lot of the titles they've released. There is one that I'm thinking about getting, but I'm not sure yet. But I picked this one up because this mangaka, I've read a few of her other works, and I do like her art style. She has another one-shot that I would really like to pick up if it gets a print release. But I did enjoy this one as well. It is a one-shot romance that follows these two characters, Love and the Highly Sensitive Person. And it follows this guy who works as a hairdresser. He really loves his job, but has a lot of challenges because of just being really particular about things like with his tools for his trade, as well as just the environment of his salon and his interactions with his coworkers. Just gets really anxious and stressed about things. But he's having some issues with his shears. His sharpener that he's been using, I think, like retires or something. And so he goes to a different sharpener and they do a bad job on his shears and it really troubles him. So his coworker recommends someone else, and that's this guy. So this guy is a sharpener who predominantly does knives, but also does haircutting shears as well as like shears for textiles. And he finds him really abrasive and hard to be around, but he does a really fantastic job and just seems to really respect his relationship that he has with his equipment. And despite being a bit blunt and offensive and coming off as rude, they are able to kind of get to know each other, and then an unlikely relationship blossoms for them. But this one really resonated with me because I have worked in salons before, and I found the anxiety and things that distress the main character to be really relatable. So I really enjoyed this one. I was a little frustrated because the male lead, he comes across as so rude sometimes, and I'm just like, just be a little less rude, like make a little more effort, and then I would have loved this series even more. But I did enjoy it, and even though it's not like a top favorite, I enjoyed it, and I like the messaging through it and the journey that the main character went through to kind of accept himself as he is trying to deal with the things in his life that are stressors for him. Next, I have a BL novel, and it's book 3 of the Deadlock series, and it's called Deadshot. So Deadlock, it followed the main characters when they were in prison together and both kind of investigating something that separately had affected them in the past. And then book 2 is Dead Heat, which continues to follow them following the events of Deadlock. And the mysteries that they're trying to solve and the things that they're chasing, they aren't able to resolve in book 2. So then we have book 3. So this story kind of took me on a ride because when I started it, I was just like, oh, this is a prison series. But that's just book 1. So then it continues and there's this whole adventure that they have. I'm really glad that we were able to get these in English print and in such nice releases too. They were released as hardcovers for one edition, and then another edition was as paperbacks. And I did thoroughly enjoy reading through this series and tabbed through the whole thing. But the thing that disappoints me with this series is, I'll turn it this way. I wish that the volumes had been more aesthetic with the spines, like with the publisher logo. Like, they're different sizes. The line doesn't match going across. The volume number isn't aligned, and they're in different sizes. And like the title being in different sizes, and then this isn't aligned or in the same size. Like, even though this one is called Deadlock, I wish it said Deadlock Volume 1 because these ones were going to. I get that because this, like, they gradually get skinnier that they had to make it fit, but like, if they knew the word count of the novels, like, I feel like it could have been planned for and kind of arranged with volume 1 to match the future volumes. So this is kind of disappointing because these look kind of ugly on my shelf, and every time I see them on my shelf, I'm just like, ugh. But that said, I am super happy to have the series in print, translated with an official translation and release. So now the series is complete, just these 3 volumes, and definitely enjoyed it. If you've read the manga only covers the content in the first volume, so I would definitely recommend checking out the novels if you want to continue the story and actually see the ending, because the manga just kind of abruptly ends without resolving what the whole plot of the manga was about. So definitely would recommend checking these out, available in hardcover and paperback. And then I had one BL manhwa new release that I got in the mail recently, Bxtch Baby Volume 2. I loved it. I have read this whole series already from the digital release, and I just really love the story. It's one of my favorite BL manhwa series. It's in my top 3, so I highly recommend it, especially if you like yandere characters, obsessive behavior, possessive partners, and power bottoms. So definitely would recommend this one. So this character is drowning in debts and being chased by loan sharks. He has a one-night stand with someone who is rich and decides that he wants to purchase him for a year to be his plaything. And it's a bit different from other series that have that premise because he's the top. But there is a bit of morally gray activity and some taboo themes. But I really love the story. There are themes of loneliness, and that's something I really like in romance series, when characters just are so lonely in the way that they've been living their lives and meet someone who helps them to heal and to fill the gap in their heart. So Bxtch Baby, really loving this one. I do have to make a public complaint though that I'm so disappointed with 7C's editing for this volume. I didn't notice anything with volume 1, but there were several typos in this, just like blatant typos. I compiled them, so I'll put here on the screen just 4 examples that really stood out and were distracting while I was reading. And they were simple things like as if they typed 5 and it auto-corrected to give, and they just missed it and printed it like that. So just really disappointed about that, because like these are expensive books, like $23 per volume. And they have typos. They're riddled with typos. So hope that they will get that fixed for volume 3, because volume 1, I didn't notice anything. But I love this series, and I'm really happy we have it in English print now, and can't wait for volume 3. Before I get into all of my Danmei and Danmei merch, I do have some BL manhwa merch that I thought I would do a quick run through. So first, from Define the Relationship, I was able to pick up a few things I'd been looking for. So one of the things that was a big ISO for me was this transit card. For Pablang's release of the novels, they had released it with a transit card like this. I was just thinking, what is it called? Oyster card. So this is another oyster card design for this series as a merch item that is actually one that was mentioned in the story. So I really was wanting to pick this up so I could have both of the oyster cards, and then this being a meaningful illustration, but also being a ticket to the gallery, but then having like merch for being merch for the series. And I just loved that. So I definitely want to pick these 2 up. And then I also was able to secure this lenticular print. It had come in a pack at a collab event, but I had missed out on it. So I was able to get some of this stuff secondhand, and I'm really happy about it. And then I have a bit of BL merch that I've already, like paper merch that I've already put in my albums and kind of sorted with the rest of my art. So I'm just going to put images on the screen. So I was recently able to secure the Ghost Nocturne trading card for Jason. Thank goodness, his special card. So there was a release for Lezen Tops, and I forget how many there were. I think there were like 15. And each of the 15 characters had a special card and then a regular card. And this was the last one I had been looking for the Lezen ones. They have since released a bottoms version, so I'm going to be hunting those down soon too. And I hope that I'm able to secure everything. Next, I was able to get a hold of a few of the Scent and Sensibility PCs that I was missing. So I got this clear card, and then these 2 photo cards were the last ones I was trying to get a hold of for the question and answer set. Hooray! And then I also picked up this older Silk Under Steel 4-cut from Lezen Season's Greetings. I just hadn't picked it up, and I have been reevaluating like what I want to collect, and I started picking up Silk Under Steel stuff, and I wanted to get that one, so I was able to secure it. And then I got a bunch of net prints in the mail, so I have a proxy in Japan who I'm able to order net prints from whenever there are events from artists and authors. So I was able to get a couple Steel Under Silk net prints, the Ghost Nocturne, a modern AU, a couple by Shina Suzaka Sensei, Toji, Sanji, and Paulie, a little chibi Heaven Official's Blessing net print, Love Tattoo. I'm so excited for the upcoming print release of this one-shot, but I had to secure all of this art that the mangaka released. And then also Alpha Trauma and Omega Complex, they released a bunch of art as net prints. There were some that I missed, so I was able to snag secondhand some net prints from a friend that included a few from Borderline, and then one from Red Thread Quest and Roses and Champagne. So happy to have all of these net prints now in my collection and sorted in my binders. Getting into Danmei, the first one I have is the Husky and His White Cat Shizun, volume 11. So I think it was in my last haul video. I had gotten volume 11, but they accidentally sent me the regular edition. So I had to wait and finally got my special edition volume of volume 11, and the book itself is the same, but then it came with a bunch of extras. I did share, I believe, 2 YouTube shorts that I went through all the goodies. So it came with a poster, 6 double-sided prints, which I was super happy about because there are 11 cover illustrations. So the 6 prints on each side covered all 11 of them and then had an additional little chibi animal drawing. I loved the bookmark, and then I'm trying to remember. There was also a fold-up, I think a paper craft standee is what it was called. That was reversible. Oh, and then a sticker sheet. And I loved all the merch. I'm so happy. And I did recently read this whole series. I binged it through, I think, the end of February and into March. And I really liked this series. So glad that I finally read it and that I was able to get into this series and be part of the fandom before it ended. So then with volume 11, I was really excited whenever I was able to read it from my new release. And I still haven't picked up any more volumes besides volume 11. I had read the ebooks. I'm still just like, I think it's going to be the next hardcover release from Seven Seas, and I'm just so excited for it. And I'll just share a little boop. They're little animal chibis. They're so cute. But I really liked all the side stories. I could have used a little more, but I'm still happy with it and I enjoyed it. I did pick up 3 Danmei prints from an artist I like, Zolaida, from Imprint. I got a poster, a print, and then a mini print. So the poster was from a scene in Erha that I liked, a Ranwan illustration. So I picked up that poster. And then I also got a square print of one of my favorite scenes in Erha. So now I have it framed on my shelf. And then I think I had to spend a certain amount to get free shipping. So I wanted to pick up one more print. And this was before I read Scum Villain, but I picked up this mini print that has a scene illustrated, post-time skip. And now that I've read Scum Villain, I'm familiar with this scene. So I have that one up on my MXTX shelf. A few Danmei fan items that I got in the mail recently. I joined Bxtch's Pin Club. This is an artist that does a lot of Danmei fan art and official art. They're doing the cover illustrations for Heaven Official's Blessing for the French release. So just an artist that I really like their art style, but then they love Danmei, and so their pin club is all Danmei illustrations made into pins. And I just a few months ago joined the pin club, so I'm waiting on those pins from the month that I've been in the pin club. But then since then, they've opened their shop and had like leftover sales for pins that they had already released in like through last year. So I was able to pick up a few that I missed from last year that I was really upset that I had missed out on them. So one of them is The Disabled Tyrant's Beloved Pet Fish. I really love that series. It's only 4 volumes. It's a transmigration from modern into historical, and I love it. And I love this pin of the main character. And I'm waiting for them to open their pin shop or their print shop. So they have a pin side and a print side, and I just really want to pick up a couple of prints of him that they released last year. And then I picked up this couple pin, same series, The Disabled Tyrant's Beloved Pet Fish. It's a different kind of shape and size though, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to display this. I've been just keeping this on this backer board on like a little acrylic stand, and it fits. If I take it off of this backer board, it won't fit on the stand, so I'm not sure how I should do it because I kind of want to take it off the backer board, but I'm not sure. But I love this one. And then I picked this one up before I read Scum Villain, just because I want to collect the pins of the 3 MXTX series. So Scum Villain, and then I have one for Hualian from Heaven Official's Blessing that is in production. And then I need to read MDZS, and then I need to pick up a pin of them as well. The main couple in that one. But I read Scum Villain last month. I binged it and I enjoyed it. But my favorite couple in Scum Villain is actually Moshan. I've been obsessed with them, and Bxtch did do a pin of them, like I think 2 years ago maybe. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a hold of it, but I'm hoping maybe they will do another, maybe they'll do a new design and I can secure that, because I'm really happy. I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm really happy for my MXTX collection. So I have this one, hoping that I'll get a Moshan pin too, because I love them. And then for Heaven Official's Blessing, I have a Hualian pin in production, pre-ordered. And then the next pin, they just announced it. The next pin that they're releasing is Beef Leaf, and I love Beef Leaf. Beef Leaf is actually my favorite couple in Heaven Official's Blessing. I'm sorry. I love Hualian, but I love Beef Leaf even more. So I'm really happy I'll be able to get that one. So I'm kind of anxious thinking about, like, once I read Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, like, I'm really excited to meet everyone because I've seen so much fan art. But I'm kind of nervous, like, who am I going to love? What merch am I going to have to hunt down? But yeah, so these are the ones I have so far, and they're gorgeous. They're so cute and small, but then just detailed and beautiful. So excited for the upcoming ones that I'll be getting soon. And then into more MXTX related things. So I collected the hardcovers for Heaven Official's Blessing. So I had missed out on the special edition of the paperback release, and just the illustrations for the paperbacks, they're different from the hardcover. So I was really determined to at least get a hold of the prints from the special edition extras, because I really wanted to have the cover illustrations. So I'm really happy I was able to get the prints, and I actually also have the posters and the bookmark and sticker sheet. So all of the extras from the special edition on the way now, except for I think the paper standee and the notebook, which I was okay to not have those. But super cute. I'm really happy that I finally have read this series. So 2026 is my year of historical Danmei. I've been doing a bunch of binges every month. So far this year, I've binged Heaven Official's Blessing, Scum Villain. I've read some new historical series, Something's Wrong with the Chief, or There's Something Wrong with the Chief, Mistakenly Saving the Villain. Erha I binged. I'm going to be reading MDZS next, and then I'm also planning on doing a binge of Remnants of Filth and Ballad of Sword and Wine. So just a lot in store for me. I'm happy I was able to secure these because I was late to it. And then Scum Villain, I'm not looking for the extras because the box set for the hardcover release came with the art booklet that had the illustrations, so I'm satisfied with that. But then for MDZS, I'm picking up the hardcovers, and again, they have different illustrations from the paperbacks, so I wanted to also pick up the special edition extras, so I was able to secure the sticker sheet, the bookmark, and then the prints that had the paperback cover illustrations. And I'm so happy I was able to secure these because I love the hardcovers and the hardcover illustrations, but then I'm not missing out on these ones. And then in addition to these, also the 2 posters, I was able to secure those as well. But I've just gotten these 2 in the mail last week maybe, or maybe like a week and a half ago. I've read a little bit into volume 1 just because I wanted to get into it before the end of April. But then I was waiting for my hardcover. I had picked up a copy from the library, so I was reading that, and then I got my hardcovers in the mail. So I'm going to read these this month, and I have volumes 3 and 4 on the way as well. So I'd like to read volumes 1 to 4 in May, and then I'd like to read volume 5 as well. I just prefer to binge when I can, but the hardcover for volume 5 releases, I think, May 26th. So I'm hoping my copy will come right away and will not be damaged, and then I can just read right into it, hopefully. But I'm excited because this is the last of the MXTX 3, and I'm excited to meet these characters. I've seen so many memes and fan art of them, and I just am excited to meet them and learn about their universe. And then before I move on from MXTX, I also have this fanzine that I picked up. It's called Tranquility, a MXTX fashion zine. And it just is like art and stories that like revolve around their clothing and accessories, which is really fun. So I'm waiting to get into this until I read MDZS so that I can know all the characters. But I have flipped through and looked at the art, and I have some favorite pages that have fan art of characters I like. So happy I was able to secure this, even though I was kind of late to the zine. I have a couple other zines that I found out about late that I'm really hoping I can get a hold of. There's an MXTX, or not MXTX, it's a Heaven Official's Blessing cookbook zine. I really want it, so I'm trying to get a hold of it. And then also there's a TGCF Calamity zine that is about the 4 calamities, so I want to get that too because 2 of the Ghost Kings are 2 of my favorite characters. So just hunting down all the extras now that I'm finally getting into all these Danmei series. And the last books in my haul are volumes 1 and 2 of There's Something Wrong with the Chief, and I have volume 3 pre-ordered. I've been obsessed with this series. I read volume 1 in January, and I enjoyed it. I was kind of thrown off because I thought that they were adult characters because the art is so beautiful. But starting in volume 1, they are like, I forget, I'll put on the screen if I'm wrong, but I think they're like 12 years old or like 10 years old or something. And they're 10 years old through most of volume 1. And then there's a little time skip, and I think they're like 15 at the end. And then into volume 2, I think they're like 17 through like half of the volume. And then by the end of the volume, they're in their early 20s. But I didn't realize that I mean, I didn't really know anything about it. I like to go in blind when I can and just know like a few of the tags for the series. But I wasn't expecting this to just be like a coming of age, but a really dramatic coming of age. And I really like both of the main characters. There's so much tragedy in this series. And I've been so invested in just them being happy. Not just happy, but just having stability and being able to recover from all of the things like the really difficult and challenging just things that have uprooted them from their lives, and just be calm and happy. And I'm really, really excited to continue into volume 3. This series is going to be 4 volumes, so I'm really excited to see how the story is going to kind of come to its peak and then how it's going to wrap up. I did read these 2 from ebooks because I was like, oh, maybe I won't like it. And then after I read this one had me so hooked because I was even more invested with them, like into adulthood and just the decisions they were making. And after I read this one, I was like, I have to pick up these books. The art is so beautiful. And then just wanting to be able to read volume 3 from my paperbacks. But unfortunately, because I read from the ebooks, I didn't tab these ones. So I might have to go back through. I did take some notes when I was reading my ebook, but I'll have to go back through if I'm going to add those notes. But really happy to have these ones now and excited for the next volumes. I don't remember if volume 4 has shown if there's going to be a special edition. I think volume 3, here I'll put it on the screen. Volume 3 did have a cover reveal already. I think volume 4 did a cover reveal too. So if they didn't announce a special edition, I'm assuming they're not going to do a special edition for volume 4. Which is so disappointing because then that means we're not going to get any extras with extra art. So, that's frustrating. But enjoying this story, excited to continue into volume 3. It's not been heavy on romance. There's a lot more about action and, like I said, coming of age, but there is something really special about the bond between the 2 main characters, and I'm really excited to see how their relationship develops in the next 2 volumes. So this is everything. I forgot to film a little outro video clip, but here are all the books that were in this haul. Hope you enjoyed watching me go through all of them. I was trying to be faster this time, but I just have a sickness. Once I start talking about these books that I like, I just talk too much. So I hope you enjoyed listening to me gush about all these books that I love. I'll see you again soon in another video. Thanks for watching.